Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is the Game War on the Pacific Advance Edition. This is my play-by-email match against KilRoy. He commands the Allied forces and for me it is the Empire of Japan. We arrive now at the 15th February 1942, so a little over mid of the month already. And this is still scenario 1 with no modification and still it's 1 day's turn setup. The Java operations are closing to the end. Saw Sumatra fall already. There's a British division south of Palembang holding out in the mountains, but without any supply. They maybe soon give up. And in China I was also so far successful, but KilRoy play more or less passive in China. He don't bother to really command his forces so far. This is east of Hawaii. After a long time I can intercept one cargo ship, but no troops on board, but sinking. The dead Allied ship is always a good Allied ship. And this is his Australian base forces or units out of Rabaul. I don't know how often I kill them already. And every time I follow up, make the next amphibious assault. I don't walk in the jungles. This needs far too long time. This is all malaria area, so if your units are not in the base force with enough supplies, they will also suffer over time casualties. So staying in the jungle is never really good for a unit in this area, if you don't have enough supplies. Yeah, it looks like we already passed night and day Navy engagement. Already in the morning scouting. My Bettys are somehow active again. Finding here still some cargo ships. They're failing with the torpedo attack. But now, finally. In KilRoy maybe try to sneak out fuel here, because everything else I would not understand. These ships have fuel loaded. So, yeah. Still, again, it's fuel. I don't know if you must sacrifice some ships to steal the fuel out of Java. I already took Palembang, Balikpapan, Tarakan, all the major important facilities. And this is now the next sweep over Rangoon. I can keep it maybe a little to see how well my fighters doing here. I think we had already 1 or 2 engagements at the skies. And in this game I really use army fighter pilots for this kind of stuff. So it's now Japanese army against more or less American army fighters. Because my Navy pilots I really keep for Navy carrier operations, and I must rely more on army fighters in the future. Problem is of course that Oscars are not really powerful. And my Oscars cannot come behind the enemies, at least not so far, and then it's really hard. And only if they can maneuver behind the enemy like now, then there's a possibility to really get a kill. Even a 1B can do it with a heavy machine gun. Yeah, this one's only damage. Good. At the end, I have of course the numbers. This is also important if you sweep, that you have the numbers. So the kill ratio is in favor for me. But I don't know how many pilots are lost here. And then a third air wing with also 1 seat attacking. Oh, 1 more kill. But not many airframes left to defend Rangoon. And more sinking sound for allied ships. This may be the one cargo ship my submarine attacked before. Or from this torpedo bomber attack. Some reported hits. Here also some cargo ships still. But the weather grounded my air forces in Rangoon. Good. And also this cargo ship also have fuel load. Good. 1 more cargo ship go down. And this is instant kill. A lot of scouting and detection, but no additional strikes. And after sinking maybe of 1 cargo ship, I will find also a tanker here. And this one is burning already. Nicely done. Also going down. And after many days of bombardment, it's finally time to attack. And after all of the bombardment, the first attack is still no success. Even on paper, of course, the Chinese losing here 100 units and more is disabled. For me, it is only very small disabled stuff. Still, it's not a immediately a victory. But there's now, from the 200 attack value, is half already destroyed. And the Mongolian army also clashing against each other, but this time the Chinese giving up. This is the end of 17th Chinese army group. My Mongolian army totally win. And the British were escaping, the Dutch are left behind to hold the line with 1 attack value above. Picking some bases here. Yeah. And Omaya is already now expanding to port and airfield level 3. So this is normally now a size. I can use support to actively use my Nell and Betty bombers for scout missions and support attacks or to control the seas around the island. So air war was more active. At the end, this battle over Rangoon cost KilRoy 13 airframes for the Flying Tigers. Again, this is fog of war, and these numbers are maybe more true. So here it is 13 plus a Catalina. Here it's only 12 in total. So maybe these are not so many destroyed. Maybe these are really only 11 plus 1. Or this Catalina never gets killed. Hard to say. Anyway, for me it's 3 destroyed airframes. And out of the 3 destroyed airframes, I lost 1 missing in action, so still 10% chance that he can maybe come back, and a wounded pilot with very high chance to come back. And now I have 3 pilots with 10 kills. So, or maybe I had this before, I'm not more so sure. Ship sunk, last turn. So this tanker, nothing too special. And 2 cargo ships, a small one and a bigger one. This is the better one. So I catch up with this already beaten up Chinese forces. I think next time I can attack. So maybe next time I win here this battle and also can crash here the forces east of Changsha. Means then I have this highway open again for Changsha. And the Mongolian army was successful in the north. So now I can move down the road to attack Lensha with my Mongolian force. But my Mongolian army is really only HQ plus 1 division and a little anti-aircraft equipment. Burmasa, no activity. I have here the scouting information that ships are here and in the port. But I think my Navy bombers are... they are on Navy attack. But they don't want fly, simply maybe because I have only sweep actions but no escort. Oh no, these are normally ready to escort to Rangoon. Tja, I don't know why they don't want fly. My carriers are back, I think, now in Singapore. Yeah, only some short maintenance, maybe 2 days, 3 days. Fill up the lost airframes, and then I can start again. And yeah, I'm also arriving here with my forces in west of Batavia. So in the next 1 or 2 turns, we have here the Battle of Batavia and also east of Surabaya. So I think these are the last big pocket battles for the Dutch in Java, and then I have here maybe a base force left from the British. No detection here. This is my reinforcements for the base. I don't know what I picked up, but looks like 2 Navy Guard units coming to support here. Yeah, these are both 60 attack. Finally, after some long construction time, the Japanese are always slow with construction, I'm able to bring in here some long range patrol boats and some Betty bombers. They are only must rest 1 more turn because the fatigue is too high, and then I can maybe find out how much shipping KilRoy still have here south of Nomaya and north of Auckland. Nothing else to discuss. No detection here. Central Pacific is inactive. I have still this 1 ship here in Wake, but I don't know what. And North Pacific is empty. I'm running low on supplies. I can barely keep the 3 times in Tokyo, so I cannot ship anything to Japan. I can also not more push much for my industry. There's still task forces around Hawaii. Some I was able to intercept, but of course not all. Good. Thank you all. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.